Hey, what's up? Jason Smith here with Responsible Timber. I was wanting to shoot another video this week. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about marketing your portable sawmill services. Last week I put a video out there about kind of how to charge for your services, and so if you want to take a look at that one, you can. It just talks a little bit about how we charge. We charge by the hour. We do not charge by the board foot, and there's a little bit of an explanation as to why we do that on the last video, so check it out. If you have any questions about it, just let me know. But this week I want to talk to you a bit about marketing your portable sawmill business. And so we've been doing this for probably about 1.5 years now, and I'm doing this full time. This is a full-time job for me, and we actually have two mills, two sawmills, and we have our Alaskan mill that we do slabs with. And so, like I said, we're booked. This is a full-time job, and it's actually it's not a job; it's a career, and it's a wonderful thing. We're very busy, we're very blessed, and we're making a really good living at it. So, but today I want to talk to you about marketing your services. And whenever I first got started into this, I was looking at it thinking, okay, well, maybe I should try to be kind of everything to everybody. And I realized really quickly that that was probably not a good idea. And so, because a lot of times when people see you as a person with a sawmill, they immediately think, oh, well, they have lumber, and they're like a lumber yard, and that's not necessarily the case. So I think the most important thing for you to do is how you position yourself to your customer. That's one thing that you need to think about. And what service it is that you want to provide, or what product it is that you want to provide. And so that was one thing that we kind of figured out really early on. Like I figured out pretty quick, I'm not a lumber yard. I don't want to be a lumber yard. I can't compete with lumber yards because lumber yards are usually high volume, medium quality to low quality lumber. And so I don't have high volume here. There's no way. I've got a nice inventory of logs that I've collected, but I don't want to saw through all those logs all at one time because that would just be a nightmare. But so I think you need to think about how you want to position yourself to your customer. You can't be everything to everybody. For us, what's worked is we provide nothing but the sawmill service. We come on site, we saw, we leave the lumber there, and at the end of the day, I'm gone, I'm done. I give my customer a finished product and we're done. The other thing is you need to be very professional. I know this is a sawmill business, and you may not think that you need to be professional, but you need to think about who you're working with. Most of these folks that you're doing business with, they're professionals in what they do. So you need to be very professional. And then the other thing is be educated, have knowledge, because every time I go on site to a customer, to a potential customer, as soon as I get there, I start surveying the land. I'm looking around to see, okay, you know, do they have a level area? Do they have enough room for me to move equipment around so I can move logs around? What kind of logs do they have? Do I need to identify trees for them? So you need to be well versed in being able to identify local trees for your area. If you don't, and you come on site and you take a look and they ask you, well, what kind of tree is this? And you don't know, that's probably not a good sign. If you come on site and you start talking to them and say, hey, look, this is what I need to be able to perform this service. I need a pretty level area. It's got to be pretty open. And then I need the logs sitting right here. And then you walk around and they say, well, here's what we're wanting to cut. And then you walk around and say, yep, these are red oak, these are cherry logs, these are poplar. And what happens is, while you're talking and educating your customer about what they have, you're actually building rapport with them, you're building trust with them. And they're gonna look at you and go, well, this guy's the expert. He knows about trees. He knows what kind of lumber this is. He can look at logs and kind of determine the quality of them and determine what kind of species they are. And so it's just building trust with your customer. Now, about marketing just kind of to the masses, what we've done is we've obviously social media, Facebook Marketplace has been a good place for us, and then Craigslist in the service section under the farm and garden, that's been a good spot for us. But there's multiple places on Craigslist that you can you can actually put ads out for your services. So you may just need to tweak that and figure out what's best for you. But the farm and garden section has worked pretty well for us. And in my mind, there's a lot of farmers going there. You know, they're looking for equipment, and so they may run across our ad, and it may strike them and say, oh, well, I've got several logs I need cut up. So Craigslist has been a good one for us. The other one is tree service companies. Now this one's a little unique, and here's why. There's two different avenues you can take with tree service companies, and we're actually doing both. I've developed a couple of relationships with tree service companies over the course of the year and a half, and you can either use them for logs, to get logs from them, because a lot of times those guys go on site and they're in a neighborhood and they cut a tree down, and then they have to dispose of that tree. They have to take that log somewhere and get rid of it. And so if you were able to go get those logs for them, you're actually saving them money. You're saving them a dump fee to have to deal with those logs. So that's one thing. The other one is, a lot of times these guys are going into kind of, mid to upper middle class neighborhoods, and the folks in those neighborhoods, they may be woodworkers, or they may know somebody that's woodworkers. Well, if they have a nice quality log, a nice quality tree that's gonna have to come down, you can educate those tree service guys and say, hey, look, I know somebody that has a portable sawmill. These are pretty good logs. Like, I would hate to see you just chop them up and burn them, or I'd hate to just carry them off and chip them up. I'm happy to get this guy's phone number to you. He can call, or you can call him. He can come out and take a look, and he can probably determine what kind of lumber you can get out of these. So there's that avenue you can take with them as well. And I've had a couple folks call me where tree service guys have been out there, and they're like, hey, these guys have good logs. They have 3 or 4 really nice, very high quality logs, black walnut, cherry, or whatever it might be. And I've went out there and I've sawed the logs up for them and gave them some good lumber. So that's kind of 2 different things you can do with tree service companies. The last one is obviously a website. Having a website, and then being able to hand somebody a card and say, here's my information, here's my card, and then you can go to the website and find out more information about our services and what we do. Some of the folks that I like to talk to are farmers just around my area, and I'm talking about farmers that has 5 acres up to 300 acres. A lot of these guys, they have trees down on their farm from maybe a storm that blew through, or they're looking to drop a couple of trees and cut the logs out and get lumber out of them. And so farmers are a really good source. The other one is your smaller home builders, your contractors that may build 10 to 15 custom homes a year. Those guys are buying 3 to 5 acres of land at a time. And what they'll do is they'll buy land, and then they'll clear it out, and then they'll put a couple houses on that. So you can work with them. You can go out to their job site. You can survey, and then you can look at trees, and you can work with them and say, hey, here's what you have. You have black walnut here. You have cedar here. You have red oak. Let's mark these trees. And if you want, what we can do is you can just whenever your guys come in to clear and cut a drive in, we can drop the trees, limb them, and then just leave the logs here, and I'll come and saw them up for you. So your contractors, your smaller contractors, are good to work with. And a lot of those guys probably understand the value of lumber. And whenever I say understand the value of it, they know the difference between a pine 2x4 and an oak 2x4. So, or 1-inch boards if you're into woodworking. The other one's smaller developers. We like to target smaller developers. We actually had some success with a small, I don't want to say they're a small developer, but they're a pretty good sized developer. But we've had some success with them, and basically what they're doing is those guys are coming in, they're clearing 100-acre tracts of land, and they're basically piling those logs up and just burning them. So if you can get in with those guys and talk to them and say, hey, look, I've got a portable sawmill, I'm happy to come on site, saw whatever logs you need me to saw on site, and I can leave the lumber here, and then you can do it that way. So that's kind of what's worked for us over the past year and a half. We've been marketing this business, and we're very busy. Like I said, we're getting calls every day, and it's a good thing. It's a good feeling. We actually, like I said earlier, we're having to add to the business, so growth is a good thing. So just kind of to recap, whenever you're marketing your services, you need to think about how you want to position yourself to your customer. Social media, Facebook Marketplace has been good for us. Craigslist, figuring out where you can market your services on Craigslist. Tree service companies, like I said, those guys are coming across high quality logs, and then you can either go pick those logs up, bring them back to your place, and then you can put them in your inventory, or you can actually work with the homeowner that the tree service company did the service for, and see if they want you to come on site, saw those logs up and turn them into lumber for them. And then the other one is obviously your website and who you're marketing to. Your contractors, your small farmers, your big farmers, and your smaller developers. So hopefully this will help you out and give you a little bit of insight into marketing your business, or maybe get some wheels spinning for you in your heads so that you can understand how to market your business. But like I said, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to help you out in any way that I can. And leave me a comment, like this video, and then share it if you think anybody can benefit from it. And let me know if you have any questions. Thanks so much. Have a great day.